A Minnesota public school is singing Allahu Akbar at its annual Christmas holiday concert. A Muslim in Australia says the country has no right to ask Muslims to sing its national anthem. A senior White House Democrat warns that climate change will drive women into prostitution. Planned Parenthood says people have a right not to tell their sex partners that they are HIV positive. And the media continue to remain silent about that woman who rammed people on the Las Vegas Strip screaming Allahu Akbar. My name is Howard Riell, and this is Riell Truth. You're listening to the American Freedom Network, streaming live around the world at AmericanNewsNet.com and on Facebook and YouTube and Tumblr and in the book Riell Truth Stay Angry. And of course, as always, broadcasting out across the Colorado Front Range on KHNC, Johnstown, Colorado, 1360 AM The Lion. Our call-in number is 877-254-7524. My friends, welcome back in the day in which the truth continues to be held under wraps. What do I mean? Item from InfoWars. Police are refusing to reveal the motive behind yesterday's shocking attack when a woman deliberately plowed her car into dozens of people in Las Vegas. The culprit responsible for the horrifying incident, which killed one person and injured another 35, has been named as Lakeisha Holloway. Immediately following her rampage, Holloway drove to a nearby hotel and told a valet to call 911, explaining why she had carried out the attack, although her motive remains a mystery because police are, quote, uncomfortable about disclosing it, according to Fox News' Will Carr, unquote. My friends, you tell me. If you're watching my show, you're bright, informed people, so you tell me, what motive could this woman possibly have had that the police would want to suppress? Only one. Terrorism. We know that from a couple of ways. Number one, whenever something tragic happens, the authorities show up within seconds to say, oh, we know it's not terrorism. What is it? Well, we don't know, but we know it's not terrorism. Number two, if someone can plow into a busy street corner in Las Vegas to do jihad, then they can plow into a street corner anywhere in America, and Americans will be terrified. Number three, Las Vegas doesn't want it to get out because it doesn't want people staying away from Las Vegas, logically. They think Las Vegas is a good target for jihadis, and they're right. And this is one of their peak seasons. They don't want people to stay away. And so for this perfect storm of reasons, Holloway's motive for the attack is being kept secret. Secret from the simple-minded. Not secret from you and me. We know exactly and precisely why she did it, especially given the fact that yesterday I reported to you, someone in the crowd heard her screaming, Allah Akbar. So don't be fooled, and don't take being treated like a child sitting down. Vent a little bit of rage, because we have a right to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now here's a related item. This comes from Facebook. This was posted on Facebook. Headline, eyewitness account. People in Vegas mowed down on sidewalk by crazed Muzzy. I guess that's a reference to a Muslim. Quote, I was hit by a crazy Islamist blank screaming Allahu Akbar on the Strip. My best friend got knees clipped. It continues. Just heading to Absinthe, the show at Caesar's Palace, was walking down the Strip heading to our show as we parked at the Paris for dinner and walked down the street to go to the show. As we were walking across the street, this car comes flying through the red light. We had the right of way, and walking across the intersection, she ran up on the sidewalk, smashed into a group of people walking across the street and into the group of people at the corner. She did not slow down and appeared to accelerate as she hit the sidewalk. There's a huge row of plants and bushes separating the sidewalk and the Strip. She ran through both, probably 40 to 45 miles per hour. People were flying off the front of her car, and people were smashing into each other as she plowed through the crowd. My friend was walking ahead of us, and he was making a joke of the characters that were lined up on the sidewalk. He wanted to pose for a picture. The car hit a bush, and the bush smacked into his legs. He buckled from the impact and fell down in writhing pain. He's listed as one of the 36 injured, but I will not name his name. We spent the last 5 hours on the strip giving a report to police, and this is the first chance I've had to come on here and post. I've been following the story, and I know this is the only place to get the real news. As this unfolded, the only thing I recall as this happens is the insane sound of her car accelerating, and the voice from the car was screaming, "Allah Akbar." I've heard the sound enough times on the news and posts on here that I was waiting for a bomb to blow up or guns to start firing. My friends ducked into the Hard Rock Casino, which is right by the Paris, and waited to see if something else was going to happen. After 30 minutes, we went back to the street with total chaos, cops and ambulances shuffling everybody down within a systematic closure of casinos closely. We were told to leave if able, not to linger, but more and more people gathered to see what was going on. Unquote. My friends, the truth is an endangered species here in the 21st century. But this eyewitness, and I have no reason to doubt this person, went to the trouble of posting on Facebook. This eyewitness heard Allah Akbar, which means God is great, and it's what Muslim terrorists scream just as they're about to begin killing. I know I have a caller. We're going to hold on. We're going to take a break and then come back to the caller. But my friends, the point I want to make is this. You know, the old expression, a lie goes around the world before the truth even gets his pants on. Whenever something like this happens, the authorities jump the gun and say, we don't know anything except that it's not terror. 2 days, 3 days, a week later, the truth invariably seeps out. And I am telling you, the truth will continue to come out. Look for a big splash when it hits the major media, meaning the major spin doctors, who are controlled by political correctness, controlled by the government, controlled by their corporate owners. The truth will come out. Invariably, the truth does come out. And I am proud to be at the vanguard of bringing that truth out. Problem is, none of us is safe. And I'm sorry, this is not a very comforting message, but it's the truth. None of us is safe from Muslim jihad. It's simply the fact. And as the Democrats go to great lengths to bring in literally hundreds of thousands of Muslims to this country, we've got a presidential election coming up in less than a year, and we better start asking some real questions like, who's in league with the terrorists and who's not? It's Real Truth. My friends, I'll be here for the next, 45 minutes or so. Go nowhere.
Rehabilitation and Nursing Center of the Rockies reminds everyone the chance of involvement in an auto accident rises dramatically with the consumption of alcohol or use of drugs. Please think before you drive. Don't let drugs or alcohol ruin your life or take the lives of others. You are responsible for your own safety as well as the safety of those around you. This message from Rehabilitation and Nursing Center of the Rockies. For information on their services, call 970-484-7981.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit with the name of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. Why does you will know the Spirit of God? Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
All right, guys, we are back. Howard, Real Truth. Rather than hitting a video, I've got a caller on the line. Caller, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Who is this, please?
This is Mike from Colorado. How are you, Mr. Riell?
I'm good, Mike. Thanks very much for calling. What's on your mind?
Well, you're not sure, but the lady in Las Vegas said a couple of things that jump out at me is real bad.
Okay, tell us.
Number one, they're not going to terrorism because the powers that be don't want the people of America to realize that we have terrorists on our ground.
Absolutely right.
It's like in California here a couple of weeks ago, they still aren't wanting to call that terrorism in mainstream media.
You're correct. What else have you got for us?
The second thing that jumps out at me even bigger than that is they're not calling terrorism because she used a car. No, they didn't. The fact that she used a Buick doesn't fit in with an anti-gun rhetoric like if she used a Winchester.
Okay, so you're saying that they're keeping it quiet because she used the car, and cars are everywhere, and anybody driving down the street now becomes a potential terrorist. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Because whenever all people killed every year, every day in this country, there's automobile accidents when they're auto with firearms. You don't hear anyone running out with automobile.
Right.
And if he needs to get it, they don't hold that like Sunday of an 8, and all the younger players get up and more get up. So this is a very distinctive opportunity to view how they spin the news to suit the agenda they're trying to push. Yes, she used to get them, anti-gunner, Obama, Jackie Fuel, and they're all over there like heavily on me. But this is a bottle that you're sweeping under the carpet, dude.
All right, Mike, what do you think of Donald Trump's idea to prevent Muslims from coming to America?
I think it's a good start. He's just not going far enough.
All right, how far should it go? Tell me.
Well, I think he should put the place on more young men and round up all the refugees that are already here and ship them back where they came from. And when and if, keyword if, they can figure out how to deal what's in a man's heart, and he can prove he's not a terrorist, and he wants to assimilate in this country, take up the ways, obey the law, renounce Sharia, and he doesn't go home with his business. But if they try and promote Sharia in this country, you know, they put their press back on their head and wherever the hell they came from, and kill them.
All right, let me ask you a question, Mike. How could a Muslim commit an act of jihad in a city if he was not in that city? Could he do it? Would it be possible?
No.
Okay, so what's the cure for Muslim violence in America?
Ship them out. I don't care where. As long as they ain't here, they do what he doesn't say.
Gather them up and ship them out. Does it strike you that that's a terrible, terrible thing to do, or is America within its rights to do that?
Well, I'm going to only a school when they invite a rat into his house or a family of rats, knowing that they're going to chew up everything he owns, take every bit of food and destroy it, and only get them cleaned up and out. And rats destroy pretty much everything they come in contact with, messing up one way or another. And if you don't have rats in your house, you don't have to worry about your clothes, you're just getting chewed up.
Absolutely right.
In your country, you don't have to worry about Muslim terrorists.
If you go on YouTube, as I have done, and you find a bunch of former Muslims, people who grew up Muslim and they left the religion, and they say that Islam is not a religion but a cult, do you believe them?
Actually, I heard that phrase recently. Muslim is intended as a global political movement.
Right.
Because the Quran recommends them to go out and convert people to Muslim, and if they don't, they're going to kill them.
Right.
It doesn't mean as a political movement because Christianity, Buddhism,
Well, if we say that Islam is not a religion, that it's only a cult, well, that means it's not due the protection that we give religion in America, right?
That would be correct in my understanding, yes.
Well, that would be correct in my understanding too, Mike. Problem is, we got a lot of people in this country who are scared of their own shadow, let alone taking a significant stand like that. And so people who will play the PC game, who want to be politically correct, are in effect condemning America to continue to be lacerated by jihadism and Muslim terrorism going infinitum into the future. Yes or no?
Yes. And one other quick thought before I let you go.
Yep.
My opinion of political correctness is the means to stop good people from saying things that desperately need to be said. Because the power to be if people stood up, spoke their mind and said what needed to be said, then political correct movement would, the power to be would have more trouble than they've got, and they can only succeed if good people do nothing.
Exactly, and that's why America is rallying around Donald Trump, because he doesn't give a rat's ass about being PC. He's speaking what we all recognize as the truth, and he's driving the liberals crazy, and he's driving the PC crowd crazy, and that's one of the reasons I love him. Mike, thanks very much for the call. I appreciate it. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Be well.
Bye.
All right, guys, let's go to this video. Now, we talk a lot about PC. This is it. College campus. We got a guy interviewing students on the college campus, and it's a parody. He's trying to get them to sign a petition to ban the song White Christmas because he's saying it's racist. Right? Now, you and I realize that this is a farce. This is a joke. But today's college students, they haven't got a clue. Let's listen. Now, my friends, you have to know that as he's saying these absolutely ridiculous things, ludicrous, insane, and inane things, the college students are nodding their head. They're agreeing with him, and they're signing this petition. Let's play a little bit more of it. Again, it's one of those times I don't know whether to laugh or cry. And he crawls into the trunk of his car. My friends, would it be considered a microaggression if I said that these students are as dumb as rocks? And the reason they're as dumb as rocks is not because they were born that way. It's because they've been taught to be that way by a society that is so hung up on political correctness, on race, and so cowardly. Too cowardly to stand up for freedom of speech and an individual's right to express him or herself, that they're willing to sign away their rights, willing to sign away one of the most beloved holiday songs ever. In other videos I played, they were willing to sign away the First Amendment. It is such a terrible, terrible statement about today's youth and how they're being indoctrinated with complete hogwash, especially at college campuses. It's sad, it's terrible, and unless we do something about it, it's the future. Item from teaparty.org. University of Central Florida professor Terry Fine wants Americans to stop wishing each other Merry Christmas and instead begin using the more inclusive phrase, Happy Federal Holiday, unquote. So my friends, Christian, Jew, whatever your religion, whatever your ethnicity, if anyone says Happy Holiday, say, well, hang on a second. That's so 20th century. We don't say Merry Christmas anymore. We say Happy Federal Holiday. And by putting together the words happy and federal, we're sending along the message that the government is our friend. The government is our mommy. The government makes us happy. Of course, when we send that message, we're helping to bring about the end of America and the end of freedom. But so what? You don't want to have a microaggression on your conscience. So from now on, the phrase is Happy Federal Holiday. Maybe I should sign off my show every day by saying that. Happy Federal Holiday, everybody. Ho, ho, ho. I'm not sure that ho, ho, ho isn't racist because, after all, Santa's white, right? Ugh. I'll be back.
We all know that our government is out of control. Who are the people in it? How can we, the people, bring it back to the people's servants, not the people's masters? Learning how in the freedom rider says, officials in government must be made accountable for their actions. AccountabilityRevolution.com is the place to go to learn how you can actually make that happen. Become their judges, not their slaves. AccountabilityRevolution.com. Rehabilitation and Nursing Center of the Rockies reminds everyone the chance of involvement in an auto accident rises dramatically with the consumption of alcohol or use of drugs. Please think before you drive. Don't let drugs or alcohol ruin your life or take the lives of others. You are responsible for your own safety as well as the safety of those around you. This message from Rehabilitation and Nursing Center of the Rockies. For information on their services, call 970-484-7981. Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. of credit. Make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. Pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth, the place where you go to be not PC. Speaking of which, Donald Trump is not PC, neither is Bill Whittle. Here's Bill Whittle talking about Donald Trump. Let's listen. My friends, that's why I like Bill Whittle. It's like why I like Donald Trump. Let us continue. Item from the Daily Cause. A single mother and her 6 children are picking up the pieces after several police agencies, including the Cherokee County Sheriff's deputies, local Galena, Kansas Police and Kansas Bureau of Investigation, and the FBI, used all their might to raid her home looking for 40-year-old Doug Alexius, an alleged member of a gang known as the Joplin Honkies. The law enforcement agencies engaged in a 20-hour standoff, despite the homeowner insisting he was not in the house. Neighbors watched as police used military-style equipment to punch huge holes in the house, rip out the family's Christmas tree, and basically destroy everything in the house, unquote. My friends, the bottom line, the guy they were looking for wasn't there. Item from the Economic Collapse blog. Under Barack Obama, the U.S. national debt has risen from $10.6 trillion on January 20th, 2009 to $18.7 trillion on December 21st, 2015. That means that the debt that we're passing on to future generations has increased by $8.16 trillion since Barack Obama was inaugurated. There's still a little more than a year to go in Obama's presidency, and it's already guaranteed that Obama will add more than $1 trillion a year to the national debt during his presidency. In fact, when you do the math, we are stealing more than $100 million from future generations of Americans every single hour of every single day. It is a crime of a magnitude that's almost unimaginable, and at this point, it is mathematically impossible for the U.S. government to pay off all this debt. To say that we are in trouble would be a massive understatement. Item from the End of the American Dream blog. If there were no presents at all, would you still want to celebrate Christmas? 100 years ago, a little 7-year-old boy named Homer Mellon sent Santa Claus a letter asking for, quote, a box of paints, also a 9-cent reader, and a school bag to put them in, unquote. And he added that if Santa happened to have, quote, any nuts or candy or toys to spare, unquote, that he would love to have some. My, how times have changed. Today, nearly all of us expect to be showered with presents on Christmas morning. By the way, I'm Jewish. I don't expect to be showered with presents on Christmas morning. And then almost immediately, people begin posting photos of their Christmas loot on social media websites such as Facebook. And as you'll see below, the rich kids of Instagram have taken boasting about wealth to an extreme that nobody has ever seen before. Our society has become deeply, deeply materialistic, and whatever meaning Christmas once may have had has become almost completely lost at this point. Unquote. My friends, it's true I'm Jewish and I don't celebrate Christmas, but I spent 57 and a half years growing up and living in America. And so I am well acquainted with the consumer culture that we have, where what matters is owning things, owning stuff, going on Black Friday to your nearest mall and waiting for the doors to open and trampling, literally trampling anybody who dares get between you and the discounted stuff that you absolutely must have. It's decadent, it's disgusting, it's animalistic, and it's empty, it's vacuous. The meaning of life doesn't reside in stuff. The meaning in life resides in the way in which we live our lives. We'll be back.
Howdy, folks. Have you ever thought about having your own backyard chickens? Now you have a source for certified organic, no GMO, no soy chicken feed. HappyHens.biz can even deliver, or you can pick up. Call me, Tim, at 303-829-5948, or go to HappyHens.biz for pricing and ingredients. At HappyHens.biz, we love HappyHens.biz. Or call us at 303-829-5948. If catastrophe struck, would your family be prepared? Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Paris Survival encourages you to have confidence in preparation, not panic. Providing quality, prepared supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 378-0343. Paris Survival. 24-hour Walmart Supercenter stock Longmont reminds us no one anywhere is more noble, righteous, noble,